Hello everyone, Chief Weather Forecaster Beckett Webb here. Happy Friday. Thank you so much here for tuning in. We have a lot to get to, so let's get started with today's weather headlines here. Warming conditions today, snow chances return tonight and Saturday night, and brutally cold temperatures into next week. Today is January 16th, 2026, and you're watching January 16th edition of Weather Watch, and it starts now. Alrighty, hello everyone. Chief Weather Forecaster Beckett Webb here inside the Highland Weather Studios. We finally made it. Happy Friday. Thank you so much here for tuning in. Many of us are looking forward to the 3-day weekend ahead. And we'll get to that latest forecast there in just a moment. We're going to see a massive drop in temperatures from today. And we're talking about a snow chance overnight tonight. So let's go ahead and get started with the latest forecast here. Starting off in Asheville. Temperatures will be warmer in the mid-40s with mostly sunny skies, going towards Greenville, Spartanburg. Upper 40s with sunny to mostly sunny skies. Mid to upper 40s towards Charlotte, but also sunny to mostly sunny skies. However, about 48 in Toccoa with sunny and mostly sunny skies as well. Gatlinburg City at 49 degrees with sunny to mostly sunny skies. Looking at the hourly forecast here as we're getting out to school, out to work, anything like that, it is going to be cold. We're going to be sitting at 17 at 7 a.m. this morning. We're jumping up to about 30 degrees by 11 a.m. Mid-40s 2 through 4 p.m. before we drop in temperatures again in the mid-30s 8 through 10 p.m. tonight before we see that massive cool down, and then the snow return into the forecast into the overnight hours into a very early portion of Saturday morning. Looking at yesterday's almanac, yesterday's high was 31, the low is 20, average high is 49. Average low is 28, record high is 74, record low is 2. Sunrise is at 7:39 a.m. and sunset is at 5:41 p.m. Winds will remain not as gusty today. We can see winds as high as 20 to 30 miles per hour remains possible, but that's not going to be at a level of wind advisory like we saw yesterday. However, the wind chill is still going to remain relatively cold. About 9 in Asheville, 15 in Greenville, Spartanburg, 17 in Charlotte, 21 in Columbia, 13 in Gatlinburg, 15 in Knoxville, and 13 in Andrews. Looking at the forecast of snow accumulation tonight and into tomorrow morning, we can see more accumulations look to be more likely along the North Carolina-Tennessee state line there. We can see in total of 6 to 8 inches remain possible outside of Gatlinburg there. This is when I don't agree with a whole weather map here. I would say a lot of this snow forecast is pushing towards the western North Carolina mountains. So places like Asheville could see a trace to maybe an inch of snowfall accumulation tonight and into tomorrow morning. We can see towards South Carolina, you most likely will just get showers, maybe some snow flurries, but I'm not really expecting any accumulation out of that. Again, we'll keep you updated if anything changes with that. Looking at the next 6 to 10 day temperature trend, we're going to stay at average of what we normally are supposed to see here in this January time frame. We can see for the rest of the country it's going to be below average temperatures. So places from New England all the way into Montana, all the way into Washington State, we can see getting way below average temperatures are forecasted. But places from California all the way to Florida is going to get above average temperatures. So definitely want to get used to that. Looking at the next 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, we can see much of the country is expected to get way above average precipitation. We can see mainly towards the middle Tennessee region, towards Kentucky, towards a little smidge of Alabama and Mississippi. We can see that's going to get above average precipitation. Here locally, we're also expected to get above average precipitation for the next couple of days. Looking at the snowfall chances Saturday into Saturday night. So I wanted to compare this really quick. So this is what the GFS model was suggesting yesterday. The GFS model was wanting to say from the Florida Panhandle all the way up towards Virginia, could see totals of 4 to 6 up to 8 inches possible, including locally here up to 3 to 4, 5 inches possible. That's what the models were saying yesterday. Now we're looking at the latest NAM model that was just updated as we're doing this forecast here for Saturday night. We can see all of these are Saturday night, but we can see the NAM model is wanting to show us here locally in western North Carolina not getting any accumulation at all whatsoever, shifting towards South Carolina, shifting towards Florida, all the way into Virginia, of totals of 6 inches possible outside of Atlanta, outside of Greenville, even possibly seeing 6 inches as well. And then we turn to the latest ERA model. The GFS and ERA model both. We can see both are wanting to say some sort of snowfall is possible along towards upstate portion and central portion of South Carolina there. Western North Carolina is also possibly going to get snowfall accumulations as well. But again, this is all 3 models and they've changed within 24 hours. So we're not really going to know the latest details until at least 24 hours before it's forecasted to happen. So that will be towards this evening into the overnight hours tonight when we're first getting that snowfall. That's when we'll finally be able to tell you about the accumulation chance for Saturday night into Sunday morning. So definitely keep it updated here. We'll provide you with the latest information and forecast. Again, this is not a full-on forecast here. Many changes are expected, but the possibility of accumulation is there, even including South Carolina. That's all there, but we'll keep you updated on the latest. Let's go ahead and take a look at the latest futurecast here over the next couple of hours. We can see sunny off around 9 a.m. this morning. We can see clouds will start to push its way out towards 11, 12, 1 o'clock. We start to see clearing conditions through much of the afternoon. So if you have any outdoor plans today, definitely a great day to do it before that snow chance returns and colder temperatures. Then we see clouds start to push in towards the evening and a little bit towards the overnight hours of Friday. Then we start to see, let's pause it here. This is 7:30 p.m. this evening. We can see it's all looking at rain along the outside of Knoxville there. If you just look up there towards the top left, towards Kentucky, you can see heavy snowfall is actually starting to fall this evening. We can see shifting through much of the futurecast here for the next couple of hours. Then we start to see around 9 p.m. this evening, as those temperatures drop mainly along the North Carolina-Tennessee state line, all that moisture, all that rain that we're seeing outside of Gatlinburg is going to be starting to transition into snow. Again, that's mainly along the North Carolina-Tennessee state line by 9 p.m. this evening, but it's going to become more widespread into the overnight hours. This is 11 p.m. this evening. We can see some places we'll see above freezing temperatures. We can see places like Bryson City, Waynesville, Brevard, all of those regions could be seeing moderate to very heavy snowfall, mixed precipitation possible for much of Asheville towards 11 p.m. because we're still going to be sitting above freezing. But we can see very heavy snowfall will still continue to be falling along the North Carolina and Tennessee state line, shifting through much of the futurecast here. This is when we see that massive temperature drop into the overnight hours tonight. We can see more of the snow is becoming more widespread from Andrews all the way to Bakersville, including the city of Asheville, all the way down to Brevard and Hendersonville. We can see if you're up in the upstate of South Carolina, you are most likely just going to see moderate to very heavy rainfall. But all of that focus for snowfall will be along the western North Carolina mountains into East Tennessee. Let's go ahead and continue through the futurecast here. So this is 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Still moderate to very heavy snowfall continues to fall. All that rain that we saw towards Hayesville, Andrews, Franklin, Cashiers, all of that's transitioning into full-on snow. So that's when we get those below 32-degree temperatures. Upstate South Carolina, you're still receiving that moderate to very heavy rainfall. Then we wake up towards early portion of Saturday morning. That's when the moisture starts to move its way out. Some isolated snow flurries are still possible, especially outside of Asheville. Brevard, even possibly going to see that mixed precipitation as we wake up. But this is mainly going to be an overnight kind of system. As we wake up tomorrow morning towards 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we can see all that precipitation has completely moved out of the forecasting region. So now we're just sitting with cloudy to mostly sunny skies before that next round returns back into the forecast tonight. And that's since the futurecast only goes 24 hours from today into tomorrow. We do not have that futurecast here, but we'll keep you updated. Today's high temperatures will be in the mid to upper 40s, even some lower 50s towards upstate of South Carolina before massive temperature drop here. 11 in Asheville, 19 in Greenville, Smithburg, 21 in Columbia, 20 in Charlotte, 16 in Hickory, 19 in Knoxville, 14 in Gatlinburg, 12 in Andrews, 21 in Dakota, and 21 in Athens. That's why we're going to see that chance of snowfall, rainfall transitioning all the way into snow, because we're seeing that massive temperature drop tonight. So if you have any plans throughout much of tomorrow, especially towards the early morning, please be aware of the roads, as some roads may be impassable, some roads may be treacherous. We'll keep you updated on the latest information, and with any reports that come in, we'll post it onto our social media. Looking at tomorrow's high temperatures here, was massive change there. We're going from 10 degrees, high of 50 tomorrow, mid to upper 50s, even low 60s through much of upstate South Carolina before we drop towards below freezing again tonight. Mid to lower 30s through the overnight hours tonight. Then we look at Sunday, that's when we see that massive temperature drop again in the mid 30s for highs in the western North Carolina mountains and East Tennessee, lower to mid 40s through much of South Carolina. And lastly, taking a look at the updated Highland weather 7-day forecast here. Friday, high of 42, 47, low of 32. We can see Saturday returns with showery conditions, also with that snow chance continuing to be possible. Highs in the upper 40s, lows in the upper teens. Then we look at Sunday, that's when that next snow chance continues to be possible. Highs right at that freezing mark, lows in the mid-teens. Then we look at Monday, that's when we're supposed to see that massive, that big temperature drop than what we're seeing the next couple or 3 days. That's going to be the biggest temperature drop out of all. Highs in the upper 30s, lows will be in the low, like around 10 degrees, even 9 degrees possible, before we see the temperatures warm up just a little bit in the mid-30s Tuesday, with lows in the mid-teens. Wednesday we'll look at in the mid-40s, lows in the upper 20s. Then we see the possibility, maybe, again, another chance of snowfall into Thursday. Again, that is way far in advance, so there's no details that we're going to say at this time, but models are wanting to suggest to it, so we'll keep you updated on the latest. Again, don't have any hope towards that Thursday forecast, but we'll keep you updated with tonight and tomorrow night. All right, everyone, I'm Chief Weather Forecaster Beckett Webb here. Have a great rest of your Friday. I will see you all on Monday with on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, as we look at the latest forecast here on Weather Watch. Thank you so much here for tuning in, and if needed, we will be live. If not, have a great rest of your weekend. And again, I will see you on Monday. Here's the latest look at the 7-day forecast.